Hello. For my paper, I covered the SNAP program, also called the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. This is the program that is formerly known as food stamps and is oftentimes referred to as food stamps. I picked this area because I believe everyone has a right to be able to eat and to afford food, and I believe that this program can be very beneficial to providing supplemental income for a person's monthly grocery budget, which would allow them to buy better foods that are better for them and better quality foods. And that covered why I chose this one and briefly describe the problems and issues related to this area and the populations affected. One of the issues is, I put it as funding, but this more refers to income of the people affected. You have to have a very low income in order to qualify for SNAP. And the people who are affected the most are those who have a very low economic status. And how was this policy created and put into legislation? Well, this policy was originally brought to light in 1939, and then it ended in 1943. And it ended because there was deemed that this program was no longer needed. But then it soon started back up again, and it was reestablished in 1961 and to become the program we know today. Since 1961, it has not gone away, it has only evolved. And funding is implemented through the federal government. The federal government pays for all the money that the SNAP program provides to people. But then on a more state level, it is the people who run the program and implement the program. Those people are paid by half from the federal government and then half from the state government. And how are services under the policy delivered? How effective do these services seem to be addressing the issue? So back in 1939, when this was first implemented, people actually received stamps. There were 2 different colors, and depending on the color, that showed you which foods you could and could not buy. So if something was in surplus, you would be able to purchase more of that with these stamps. But now it is implemented through a card. It's kind of like a debit card that allows you to buy different things from the grocery store. And you use it just like a regular credit card, and a certain amount of money based on your income and other factors are loaded onto that card every month. And I believe that this is an effective program to help the very low income people be able to afford more food and more nutritious food. And what was my proposal that I chose to do, and what did it call for? I chose to include college students age 18 to 24 in the SNAP program. No matter what their economic status is, they would be included if they are in college at least part-time and they are within the age range. And right now, it is very hard to qualify for SNAP if you are a college student, except if you have different factors, like you have kids at home, different things, you work 20 hours. Not everybody is able to do those things, but not everybody is able to do those things and afford food. So by lessening the eligibility for SNAP, you would be able to provide more college kids with more nutritious food rather than just eating ramen every night. They would be able to afford different types of food. And describe my efforts to advocate for this policy. So I sent a letter to Mr. Don Bacon here. There's the Omaha address. I sent it to this one, and I received a letter with feedback about how this would be very hard to implementate, and there is a lot of possibility for fraud, and how it would be a very expensive program for the government, and they just simply do not have it in the budget. But I really enjoyed learning about the food stamp. There I go, calling it the food stamp program. I enjoyed learning about SNAP. I thought it was really interesting to see all of the different eligibility requirements of it.